Let's see. Does it work? Be a miracle. Oh, it's working. Alexa, trigger live show.
Cindy has it.
Holy smokes, we're gonna have a live stream. I'm shocked. It says we're actually live. 1 second. Get some settings and we should be good. Ha! We're live. Well, kind of alive. We're doing good. I am in the workshop tonight and I thought I want to get some stuff done. Get a couple of things done and maybe start a new airplane. But first I figured I better get my existing one ready to fly and see how that goes. So what I've got on the bench here is I've got the Nano Talon out. Let's get a soldering iron or two fired up and a hot glue gun, because if we're working with a plane, we're going to need hot glue. So that's just how it goes. Yeah, we're good. Alright, let's switch some cameras around and we should be in good shape, I think. I don't know whether anybody will be stopping by, but if anyone does, that'll be awesome. Alright, let's get the other camera. Okay, so we've got my Nano Talon on the bench. This is my iNav controlled original Nano Talon. This I now have three of this airframe now. This is the only one that's currently flyable. So what we've got is down in here. We've got our flight control. This is the F722, I believe. F722 Wing from Matek. There's an awesome flight control, dual camera. Here's where I'm going to hook the second camera. I haven't tested that yet, so I can switch between forward facing and downward facing for search and rescue ops and stuff. But in here, one thing that quit working, this is a Digispark microcontroller. From Digistump, and these are just the AT-Tiny 85 microcontroller. Wonderful little thing, but somehow I killed it. I'm suspecting I actually whacked it with some ESD, like heavy-duty ESD, because of the way I had it mounted, and I was foolish and blah blah blah. Anyway, I did it dumb. I'm pretty sure I killed it, so I would like to swap it for this one. These are pretty cool. With no USB to serial on board, it's kind of neat the way they did the code. You hit program in the Arduino IDE and just whack this into your USB port, and then it programs as an AT-Tiny 85. Just like super cool. So right before the show here, I went ahead and took some rubbing alcohol to let go. To this hot glue here, and that makes it instantly just removable. It just falls apart. So I was able to get things cleared off. Is chat working? I don't know. I guess we'll find out if anybody throws a message in. We need some solder. Is this? Let me see. I think my Logitech camera was already starting to mess around, and yes, it was messing around with white balance. Sorry about that. Cancel, save, or just stay open. That's fine. All right, that should stop the white balance fiasco. Maybe. We'll see. We'll give it a go. Okay, let's see. So these are just current limiting resistors that I've got tacked on there. Not the best, but actually it's not a bad way to install for this, especially a non-essential piece of equipment. Oh, I never talked about it. This flashes these LEDs. This microcontroller, its sole purpose is to just flash these LEDs. This is the code is on my GitHub for the what did I call it? I think it's just Arduino navigation lights. Anyway, you can grab it there. And it's updated for this Digispark microcontroller as well. I think I did that tail end of last summer when I set up this plane with iNav, which worked out pretty good, all things considered. I never did tune the autopilot on this completely. Let's just go ahead, pop these both out. That's yet to do this year. I ran out of time. Ouch! I had to burn my fingers. That conducted heat a lot faster than I thought. Come on, up out of there. Come on, let go. Thank you. I ended up having to go to where did I go? Portugal. So we were in 3 and 4 here. So let's go ahead and tack that into 3 and 4. And then when I got back from Portugal, there wasn't enough time to even start playing with anything anymore before winter arrived and put an end to all the fun. So, on camera? No. Just gonna go ahead and tack this in. Doesn't matter what position we put it in. What matters is the LEDs. I have to get those right. I may have reversed them already, but that's alright. We can swap them. Hopefully my audio is coming across alright. I switched setups to go ahead and use this different audio mic setup last stream, and it worked out pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. On screen here, Eric. You guys are a quiet bunch. Either that or my chat's not working. Oh, what the heck is going on there? There's a little goop on the board. That made a mess. That's better. Good enough. Okay, we need powers and ground. So black to ground, and then this other line to ground. Then we'll worry about that other LED after. So it looks like I found it easier to just tack them on the top. So be it. We can do that again for all that matters. I think we'll be alright. Hey, we do have chat. Use DigiKey to program. What are the Digisparks for? LED controllers. This is an ATtiny85 microcontroller, so you can use it for whatever you want. In this application, it is strictly to flash my nav lights. But you can use it for anything. Like all the other videos on my channel, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. So we want to go to VN on this one. Did I use VN? Oh. I wonder if I did that. There's actually damage on the board. Not sure. Interesting. Anyway. Okay. Let's go to... We'll just... on camera? Yeah. So this is... Obviously you usually want to go through... These are... You go through the through hole, but... in this application, like I said, it's fine. We can just tack onto the top. With a clean tip. Come on. There we go. What is going on? There is something on that board. Ah, let's clean it. I should have cleaned it after the first time when I was complaining about there being gookies on there. Where the heck did I... Oh, here they are. Just take a little bit of alcohol. Clean that up. Whatever's on there is screwing with the solder pretty good. Which flight controller? This is the F722 down in there. 722 wing, and if we get far enough later in the broadcast and we start building another aircraft, as soon as I finish this, actually we will get far enough, we'll start laying out the next plane. It'll be an F411 flight control, I believe. Matek as well, so should be pretty sweet. I've never used that flight control, but that's what we're going to use because we need a smaller one than the 722. The 722 is simply too large for the plane we're going to build next. Wow, I guess a guy could make it work, but it wouldn't. It's simply not worth the headache. So we're going to use the 411. We don't need the dual camera functionality of this flight control. So we'll use the 411. Okay. Done. Over bridge to the positive. There's one strand of wire that got in there. This is ugly, but good enough for lights. Good enough. No, we're fine. Still don't like it though. Not a good idea. Oh, yeah, it's not moving because it's well and truly stuck. Okay, we'll leave that other one unhooked. Let's feed this. Let's feed this. Let's go. Let's go here. Yeah, if we feed it with USB, it should be enough to either let the smoke out or show us some lights. Blinky blink. Okay, we got the light backwards. So we've got our red was flashing. Oh, did that just happen? Did that just touch and either short or pull too much? No. Okay. We're fine. Yeah. Why is that dying? I may have buggered the code. Because that's hooked in with the internal and then not flashing. Okay, well what about this? Did I bugger the code up? No, that's on... That's right. Okay, so I did bugger the code up. I don't know how. For whatever reason, our flashing beacon is working, but my pulsing strobe only works through like setup phase or something for X loop cycles, and then it dies. Yeah. What up with that? I'm gonna have to have a look at the code. That's not right. Okay. Well, I don't have the laptop in here with the code on it. Where did I put that? Use a magnifying lens to solder. I don't need it. I can see just fine. I have microscopes and magnifying lenses, but if you can see just fine, you don't need it. And what I need is my... Yeah, I'm gonna grab it. 1 second. Okay, because you guys can't see the screen, I will keep this part short. If I can't fix it in moments, then we will give up. I just programmed this Digispark, so as a replacement for that other one. Actually, the other one, there might not have been anything wrong with it either. I didn't turn it on. I remember the failure mode was something strange like that. And I'm not going to be able to capture the screen, I don't think. I don't have my NDI share set up. I wasn't planning on streaming code today. Alright, blink interval for strobe light in microseconds, that's fine. So what's happening? We get into void loop. Is this thing flashing in setup? It's weird. Landing lights is a bunch of garbage code we don't use. Okay, void do fade. The fade was working, right? The fade was working. It was the rest that wasn't. Just gonna double check. Double check our failure mode here. What do we got? Okay, blinky blinky. Probably shouldn't be using that same terminal as the internal LED. That probably doesn't help things, but okay. And then this. Why did that reset? Okay, so we've got a beacon of sorts, but I did see that reset. Yeah, see? That reset as soon as I put load on it. These LEDs might be simply too much for this. Yeah, it's weird. It's fine. Alright, I'm gonna call it. I will troubleshoot that off stream. Because I can't go through the code. That's not fair to you guys. That's kind of not so fun. I can't go. Greetings. Greetings to Bolivia. Cheers. How are things in Bolivia? Hopefully everyone's staying safe. Okay, so we can put that iron away. We are still probably going to need hot glue gun. It's warming up over here. Actually, no, we won't. We're just going to lay this out. So we can unplug that too. We're not going to need... I don't think we're going to get to the soldering stage because, as you guys are going to see, we need to figure out what's up and down with the build first. Okay, we'll park this guy and go for a much, much smaller aircraft here. That's only been seen in a mailbag so far. Okie dokie. Sonic model. Ugh, love the Sonic model stuff. This is our new plane. This is our mini AR wing. And honestly, I don't think we're going to assemble the wings. I think we'll work on it just like this. But this little cute gaffer, what an awesome little model. So, I get far enough away so you get the idea. But this thing is freaking tiny. This is such a little guy, but it's EPP foam, just like really compressed stuff. This is one of the most compressed EPPs I've seen since my Durafly Zephyr. That was basically a baseball. Flight Test called it a baseball bat because it sure was. Anyway, servos to the top side because heck, they were smart when they designed it. And there's our little wing. What a wicked little wing. We're going to turn this into a fully autonomous, GPS-guided FPV beast. This thing is going to be just awesome. And look at this airfoil. Check out that airfoil. It actually has a reflex built right into the airfoil, which is just awesome. It's crazy. And this heavy duty thick plastic stuff on the leading edge, just tough as nails. This thing, to be able to smash it into a tree, it's tough. I never put a dent in my first Zephyr, and I smacked it right into the ground, due to bad decisions on takeoff. And that thing made it through it just fine. I think a friend of mine, actually, the guy I sold it to, put it into a tree though. Anyway, okay. Here is what we got to work with. We've got a 30 amp ESC. 2 to 4S, we're going to be running predominantly on 3S. I think I'm going to do a 3S pack right here. Let's get that out and make some smart decisions right from the start. Where are those batteries? Let's get the batteries. Oops. These should be the ones that I just dealt with. I think we'll need a dummy one. I want to lay out a kind of dummy pack to know what I'm working with here. That's not... Well, let's just use the real thing then. These are the batteries that we're going to use. We're going to spot weld those into a battery pack at a later date. Should do the trick. Let's take this. Take one. We got a lot of equipment stuff in here, but I think I have everything in stock, so that'll be handy dandy. Alright, what do we got? We got capped on tape. Oh, that's what we want. We don't want electrical tape. We might need that. Anybody know what this is? All you Canadians out there. Any Canadians in the crowd? You'll know what this is. We'll use that. We'll make ourselves a pack. Nice little horizontal. Let's go wrap that around. Wrap that around. Lay that on. Obviously, we're not wiring this pack up today, but it will make a very fine little analog for what we need. Perfect. Let's put wrap all across the end so we don't have that cell. Okay, this is going to be roughly... We can run, obviously we can run 4-cell on there, but lithium ion will be a problem. The lithium ion is going to give us the endurance in this plane, not the speed. Small 4-cell LiPo, you can rip this thing around like a demon, but that's not what we're going to do here. Most people would put the packs this way. We're going to go this way just because I know I've seen tried and proven designs that have worked, and that leaves us this back area here to work with for some of our electronics, which we need to go locate at this time, because we'll start figuring things out. And I've seen lots of designs online for this, but I don't know what we're going to do exactly. So the only thing we need to be cognizant of, other than our aileron servos coming through the side, is that we do have a spar that runs through the back here. So we can't have like our... Actually, let's just leave that in there. Let's just leave that in there. That'll make us make smart decisions. Okay. To the store. I shop for things. If you've been a subscriber for a long time, you know I order tons of stuff from overseas, and I slow boat everything. So when I'm ordering something, I order several, and I order far in advance. So this stuff has been on the shelf since fall. So we've got, I haven't even converted my transmitter over yet. We have a TBS Team Black Sheep Crossfire Nano receiver that we're going to use. This is our extreme long range receiver that's so freaking tiny, it's craziness. Okay, we're going to need that. I need a drink. Did I miss anything in chat? Break easily. No, that's not going to break easily. That's plain stuff as nails, I think. Armando's here. Cheers, Armando. Not enough draws from your USB power bank to keep it on. No, that's just hooked to that's just direct supply. It's not a bank. There is no on-off. Okay, we're gonna need one of these. We're going to use this BN220 GPS because I love them. They acquire satellites crazy fast. They're super tiny, and they're just a wonderful, wonderful GPS. They work great with iNav. That's what's in the other Nano Talon, as you saw there. We may have to put it on the outside, so we may stick it right there. How are things in California, Armando? Okay, here's what we got. Our F411 Wing that I've never used before. We're going to need that. We are going to need a video transmitter. There's another. This is for another Nano Talon build and more airspeed sensors, and yet another Nano Talon build. So we can start putting those together. But we don't need those in this case. Telemetry for the Nano Talons. I'm going to be doing search and rescue with those Nano Talons. That's what their purpose in life will be. Pagoda antenna. We're not going to use a pagoda antenna. We are. Oh, yes. We're going to need a camera. So here's a runcam split. Is this a split mini? Split 3 micro. So this is what we'll use for our FPV camera, I think. And this will capture full HD footage as well as our FPV downlink. So that will go in the nose up here. Nifty little nose setup. I like this. Just magnets on. Kind of slick. Okay, we got a camera. We need to get the video signal back down. So we'll use one of these. This is the AKK X2 Ultimate FPV transmitter. I ordered 2 of these, so this is one of the 2, and we'll use it. This is a what do they go up to for power? I don't remember on the X2 Ultimate. Are they 1200 milliwatts? Yeah, 1200 milliwatts. So yeah, crazy. 1.2 watts out of this little tiny thing. Craziness, eh? Okay, that will get our video down to us. Everyone is on lockdown. Yeah, same here, as we all should be. If everybody stays home, we'll hopefully get to the end of this mess all together in one piece. Okay, this is my TBS, my Team Black Sheep module for my Tyrannus QX7, which is not installed yet. These are all pagoda antennas. Here we go. I think this is the right one. I think this is what we'll use, this right-hand circular polarized lollipop style. Perfect. That will be our FPV transmitter. That will take that 1200 milliwatts and turn it into a radiating circular pattern, right-hand circular, and send it down to my goggles, I hope. And this, I've never used one of these style. This is kind of slick. I like the looks of these. So for something like this, I want something low to the fuselage because, well, the plane's tiny, right? So, okay. We don't need an airspeed sensor on this one. We're fine with GPS ground speed with this. On the Nano Talons, where I'm going to be flying quite a bit slower, you want to have a pitot tube airspeed sensor. because it allows you to make smarter decisions about the airflow over your wings and not stall and spin into the ground, which is a handy thing to not do. Okay. Oh. Somehow we gotta fit all this stuff in this little tiny space. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Okay, here's the Matek. I'm not gonna go very long tonight, guys. Just wanted to get this started because this has been sitting on the shelf since the fall, and if we go through a pandemic and I don't build one flying thing or finish one flying project, I'm gonna be angry at myself. So there we go. Here is our nifty little flight controller. So this has current measurement and everything on board, everything we could ever want. Wonderful little flight control. Now, do we need this backer and stuff? I don't think so. This thing has no purpose other than... I don't think we need it. You guys tell me, do we need that standoffs? It might make it easier to mount. Well, we don't need it until we have everything wired anyway, that's for sure. So I think what we're going to want to do, doesn't matter which way we put this, the furthest back the better, but it does have to be securely mounted to the airframe and not as much isolation from vibration as we can. Let's get this AKK X2 out. The problem is this needs a lot of airflow. So what I'm thinking, we have these NACA ducts up here, so this is probably going to be best to live in the canopy cover. As far back, I know we were going to want this thing to be ass end heavy. We were going to want as much weight shifted to the back as possible, because I remember these people complaining that they have nose heavy conditions that are difficult to solve. So okay, so this goes that way, and then what's this? Let's figure out what we got. So this is basically all we're gonna do here tonight. This is not interesting to most people. This is where you just try and figure out how to fix everything in. Okay, so their magnets are off to the sides. This has no purpose other than it's a extension of this handle, so we can get rid of that. That's good news, because that gives us our flat spot potentially. The more space we have under this canopy, the better. So let's figure out first, is this going to work? It's going to be the hardest to manage the heat. The rest is a little easier to work with. So let's just take some tape. And we want this side up. And let's go that way. Okay, how much height do you think that gives us in there? How can we tell? What can we put in there? We need to tell how much space. I guess we can eyeball it. Tinker. Alright. So that sits way up inside. No problems. Yeah, way up inside. So we can bring, holy smokes, does that ever. So it's right here. So that's, we can bring, our flight control stack can be very, very high. That's good news. Why did everybody have trouble? That's weird. It looks like there's tons of space. People had the ESC crammed right in the back, which is fine. That makes sense actually, and that's probably what I'm gonna do here. I'm probably gonna cut these wires off these connections and wires because they're just crazy long, and bear back to the PCB where these are, maybe, if we need to. If we don't need to, I guess we don't have to. So the ESC can fit. Yeah, that's about. It can either, it could go crossways. There's that. And this is what we do for several hours. No, I don't think we want to do that, because then we're getting into where we want our flight control. So I think it's better that we shove that guy at the back. Like so, and then we'll find a way to attach it later. Jeez, there's lots of room back there, more than what I thought. Okay. Huh. You could actually fit a 4-cell. Cheers, David. I've seen you in a couple live stream chats. Yeah, I was actually I was in BitLoonies earlier just to say hi, and I don't know whether I was in any other live streams lately. Okay, so I think what we'll do, there's nothing we need to get at the bottom. Oh yeah, there is. Derp. If we want to do our solder, oh, we could leave those servo leads. That would be nice. We could leave those servo leads as servo leads and just plug them in if we have the height for it. Oh yeah, we've got tons of height. Tons of space. Do we really need to, though? That's the next question. The wings are not coming back off this aircraft once they go on. They're glued. It's not like the Nano Talon where you can remove them. The plane's so damn small. So I guess there's really no point in leaving these big bulky connectors. We might as well snip them and solder them. It does need dealt with. We want our high current wires to that side. Control wires have to go to that side no matter what. We don't need these wires anymore. We can just cut them off. That's from our UBEC, from our 5 volt, from our speed control. We're not going to use that. This will have a much better reference on board, much more powerful. But we do need to just hook this right onto. Yeah. There's ESC negative, ESC positive. So we can solder that on the top side. Nothing we need to get at the bottom. I really want to use this case now because this is going to make it easier for me to mount it. Otherwise we could use standoffs too. Are these? Yeah, these are standard flight control spacing for those. But what about just these two back ones? Could we use those? Nope. Not unless we flip it. No, even then the spacing's wrong. Oh, an oddball spacing, eh? I guess it's just spacing for this, so they just made it. Yeah, that's what worked for them. Okay, so we're going to want to use this after all, because we're going to want to stick this down. Unless I have glued these before. Servo connectors. Standoffs. Oops. Smart the camera. Pretty good. These are just standard nylon standoffs. Do they fit through this board? No! That's a stupid different size too. That is not standard. Okay, that decides it for us. We can't use standoffs. We have to use the backer that it comes with, unless we want to have to get real creative. And we don't want to put the backer on until we're done soldering everything. Okay. We know our speed control is going to go something like that. I've seen you in Lewis's live stream a few times. Oh, you must be really observant. I don't talk in many live streams, but yeah, I've been on. Yeah, I've been. Jeez, you must be stalking me. Just kidding. I don't tend to chat much in any live stream, let alone Lewis's. It's just noisy, usually. But yeah, I've been following Lewis since he first started, like back when he had just a few thousand subscribers. But I've been on YouTube a long time too, so. What should we do first? Oh yeah, we gotta fit this stupid split too. I shouldn't call it stupid. Dirt. That's gonna matter too. Hey man, gimme. A whole bunch of hardware for it. Foam, junk, runcam, user manual, download, junk. I'm sure we can find it. Alright, so this, where does this need to live? Where does this even reach? Holy smokes, I don't think that reaches very far. We might, can we use this camera easily enough? So here's, oof, that's gonna need a lot of trimming. Holy smokes, that's that ain't right. There's the other, there's two nose cones it comes with. What's the other one? Better, that's definitely for a much longer snouted camera. What's this even? What's this? No, but it would be a lot less work to carve this one out. That's more gooder. Yeah, we just have a lot less work to carve that one out, so let's do that. Maybe just use a soldering iron and just nip that out of there. That should be just about right. Let's do that right now. Let's do that right now. This is then we're gonna find out where this needs to live. Oof. Maybe that's gonna have to live right on top of the battery pack. This is gonna be tough. Yeah, this will be a lot better. So let's go. We just need to take out, how much do we need to take out? About, what, ½ inch on each side would be plenty. So we'll just nip that with the soldering iron just gently and hopefully not stink us out here. Let's get rid of the wing. And this is the process for building aircraft that have that are not intended to, look at that, safety, that are not intended to have this equipment in here. But we're gonna make it work one way or another. Okay, let's there. That's pretty good. Good. should be just about right. Oh. That should be just about perfect. So let's go down the front first. Here, down here, and we'll scoop it from underneath. And hopefully that'll fall right out of there. Good enough. Good enough. Poor old soldering iron's been through hell and back. Gets so abused. Alright, let's see. So we need to cut for the lens out of both the same amount, roughly. Thereabouts. But we don't want to quite come so far forward, I don't think. So let's like that. Should be just about right. Like that. I guess I should have tested this damn camera first. I've never tested it. I should always bench test things, including that flight control. Before we go soldering everything up to it, we'll program it. Or at least see that iNav recognizes that it's alive and it exists, so we don't get burned. Alright, that looks good. There. Sweet. There is our FPV camera stuck in there. Now obviously we need to fasten it into place and stuff when we get to that stage, but this will give us... Is that hot glue gun still fired up? We could just sort of stick it right in right now. We're not going to need it back out, I don't think. Which way is up on this plane? Does it matter? Is there an up? This will be up. Oh, you don't put the magnets on for you on this one. I expect you to do that yourself. This one had magnets on. Okay, so whole side down. Whole side down. On the magnets. Okie dokie. Let that warm up for just a minute. Building is definitely not my favorite part of FPV and planes and stuff. It's actually one of my lesser favorite parts, but I don't know, I guess it's alright. Okay, how strong are these little suckers? So, get those in the right orientation. Get that on. Text side up on the run cam. What? Text on both sides. Which side is up? I'm guessing better be the rear. Text up. I'm gonna be pissed at you, run cam. Why you can't just put a freaking dot on it or something. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, full side down, text side up. Let's go ahead and just put this in, at least for now. We can add more from the backside later. Maybe. Actually, yeah, we're just going to leave that loose. I'm just going to leave that loose. Where is these little guys? We're just going to glue this together for now. There. Come on. Stick. Not the best mating of the two parts. That's alright though. That's alright. So let's maybe improve that slightly. Now, no, I'll take it back apart later. For now, let's just put a little dab. We'll pop it apart later and glue it with something a lot better than hot glue. I like hot glue for a lot of things. I don't like it for foam aircraft like some people, because I don't know about other places, but it gets freaking hot here in the summertime. In the sunshine, a black plane like this, glue is going to get pretty soft. Okay, good enough. Now we can test fit things. Ha! There we go. We got a nose! Perfect. Except the magnets both just fell out. I do not want to do that. Both. That's the thing. I don't think... oh, I didn't wipe those down either. There might be some industrial lubricant on them. Hot glue doesn't stick to neodymium magnets either. You gotta use something a little better. But for today, this will be fine. We'll just put another little dab, another little dab. This time we won't go yanking it off. We'll hold it till it cures. That'll be good enough. We'll be able to tell what's up and down here. I think we're going to be in good shape. This is going to be a pretty... I'm not going to say easy build, but it's going to be easier than what I thought it would be, that's for sure. I think what we'll do is we'll glue that nose on permanent when we're done. It's going to just keep falling off. We're going to glue it on right now. Just a tack and foam to foam. Instead of those magnets, they're not doing anything with the hot glue. We can bust that apart. Just you can get at it from the back side there and just hit it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol in a spray, and it'll just fall right off. No problem. Alright. That'll hold. Now we can work with things. Bash it around for days and days until we get everything where it needs to be. Interesting. So with our battery pack, we could just make the battery pack basically permanent in this plane. I don't need to take it out. I'm only going to be flying this pack in this aircraft. So we could mount that permanent there, or the other option would be to... Yes! How about that? How's that? Will that be the cat's pajamas or what? And just set that in, so this will be hinged this way. So we need to make... Ideally, I would like it if that video trim... Ooh! Okay, new plan. New plan. So this, what do you guys think? I think that should just stay right there for life. I think that's where it should live. That way we're not going to knock the SD card out of it. We're not going to bugger it around. Okay, I think that's where that'll live. So now we have our butt end here to deal with. So if we can we put the flight control right at the back and put the video transmitter on top of the flight control? How about that? So this is only going to be, let's find out how high. Let's do this standoff. One screw. Ooh, these are tiny. Them's tiny. Tiny screws. Oh, I guess we can turn the de-stinker off. Need a very tiny driver of the screw. This guy right here. So we'll put a screw up through. Let's put the standoffs on. Oh, lose the screw. That's what we'll do. I could not see that because it was directly below the camera. Where did it go? You see it? And you guys see a screw? Little tiny black one. That's plastic. Well, crumbs. I think that's what David Watts would say. Okay, I'll find it later. I'm sure I have. Actually, I'm sure I don't have spares for that. Oh, maybe I do. I've got some pretty small screws now. Oh, ouch. You hear anyone else from Oregon? Cheers from Oregon. I spend a lot of my time in, or used to, will again, I'm sure. My corporate headquarters I work with is our North American hub is in Portland. Been there more flights to Portland than I can count in the last decade. I'm actually quite happy I get to stay home here in Canuck Land. But West Coast is absolutely gorgeous. Not a place for a person with arthritis, though. Man, oh man, that's gotta suck. West Coast is the wettest bloody place on earth that I've been to yet. I've been to some pretty wet places. Gorgeous scenery on the West Coast, though. Oregon is just magical. And this is coming from a Canadian who's pretty fond of our Rockies and everything else. Okay, should we just stop at that? Yeah. Still gotta find that screw. Alright, let's stop there. Let's put one screw in this, and then we're gonna see how high it sits. And then what I might do, now that I have a laser cutter, and I've always had 3D printers for many years, I might make some kind of a standoff system to go above this and mount our video transmitter right on top of it. That'd just be the cat's meow, I think. Okay. Okay, apparently that goes the direction. The dimensions are different from one end to the other, Eric. Derp. Pay attention. Pay attention. You guys find that missing screw yet? It's down there somewhere. I hope it's the reason I worry is I hope it's not in the motor bell on the rare earth magnets. Oh, give it a spin. Alright. Like so. Oh yeah, there's tons of room. Tons of room. It's just how are we gonna mount it? We could actually... Oh god, we could do an ugly. We really could. We could just stick this right to the top with double-sided tape. There's very little current shedding required from the flight control. We just need access to that USB port. Boogie's here. Cheers. Cheers, buddy. Make sure. Nice. Kids are home from college, spend time. Right on. Cool. The drawback is we have our reset button there we're going to have to be careful of. But other than that, that would make our wire super, super short here. Like wicked short. We could just go from here right down in. It's our power and grounds, and the only one that's long is our camera wire, which is this big goofy. Where is the feed? Oh, it's just on. Oh, it's 3 wires right in front of me. Power, ground, video. Power, ground, video. Actually, is it the same? Did they actually give me the right connector for once? Ah, it's backwards still though. Or is it? What? Pinout right this time for once? Pinout's always wrong and always backwards. Those can't be the same connector. I never get that lucky. I've never seen FPV camera and a different brand of FPV transmitter have the correct connector, but that sure looks right. I don't want to get rammy with it. No. Nope. Oh, derp. Count the number of wires, Eric. It's right in front of your face. Idiot I am. That's alright. We can do our usual magic. We want this. This is going to have to go up to our flight control board. There. Okay. There we go. Now it goes up to our flight control board. Hardly need. It's too bad we don't need that extra, but so be it. It'll be long enough if we leave this full length. Again, other way around. Derp. If we leave that full length, leave this and don't cut it short, then we'll be able to flip our canopy up without even disconnecting anything. This has to go to camera to flight control. Then flight control will put our OSD in our on-screen display and send it out from the video transmitter. So this will go into there. So if we leave most of the slack right here in the corner and just run this around, and we've got to twist it back up. You're gonna have to have a twisted pair and hook onto our flight control. We'll be in good shape. That way, these wires here can't. There's nothing we can do there anyway, so yeah, we'll just double-sided tape that right on. Leave this little bit there. This will be perfect. That'll be just the right length. Look at that. It's like it was made for it. And this will just stay. We'll maybe put a little bit of tape to the inside of the canopy so we don't put too much strain on this insanely ugly exposed conductor system. They just put varnish on it. Like, really? They couldn't have used a ribbon cable? Like, that's just metal conductors. I don't know, whatever. I don't know why you wouldn't have had a proper ribbon cable. That seems very not good to me, but so be it. We'll try and be gentle with it. We just tell people it's wet so they won't move here. It is wet there. Rainforest. Lots of rainforest. Beautiful rainforest. Okay. So then, if this stays here, that's going to simplify our antennas. Or will it? Is there any chance we can mount our antennas? Where can we mount that? Can we if we get this tucked right up there, let's see, what will we have? Not much. We could probably put it, we can't put it in the canopy anymore if we're mounting that there. Unless we want to, what do you guys think? Unless we want to go back to the canopy with this and run the wires down through the front and along and sister this. So I'm just trying to think where we got two antennas we need to place. We got this monster that's going to be spitting out 1.2 watts, and then we've got our GPS antenna. Now, truthfully, I've had them nearly on top of each other before and them be just fine, but ideally I would rather it not be on top of each other. And you don't want this, what are these, MMCX? Whatever, yeah, it's MMCX, I think. You don't want to be pulling them on and off. They do fall apart. So, I'm just thinking, I wonder if we can put it right down the side. Can we put it down the side here? Like right along the motor pod? I wonder how that would be for our FPV. Not good. Everything, you can't see it. If we mounted it here, everything in this swath going out that way would be blind because of the metal in the motor and the ESC in there. It's unlikely that we'd get coverage. It'd be best to just have it just like so. That is going to be the best place for it, to be honest. So we'll put it there. What are we going to do with the GPS? The GPS, we're going to have to put it in the canopy then. Or or another one stuck on top of the flight control. Or the GPS we could stick to one side. That would be okay. Not ideal, but okay. We could do that. I don't know what side it would need to be on just yet. We could do that just for simplicity's sake. I don't want to put anything more on that canopy because we want to be able to get in and out without wrestling with it. So the only thing with these GPSs is the wires that come with them aren't the best. They're very stiff, really stiff. Are you guys able to hear me when I'm mumbling down at the desk like this? I hope so. Okay. You know what? It's not going to be ideal, but I think that's how we're going to handle it. Just, oh, I found the screw. It was on the magnet the whole time. Where were you guys on that one? Put the GPS on the nose, get it away from the motor and VTX. Yeah, we could, but honestly, I've never had any problems. I'm not worried about the GPS actually at all. This GPS, I've had it directly under my 1 watts and right close to motors without any interference issues. I forget what frequency the GPS is on. 1.2 gigahertz or something? I don't even remember. I think we might do that just for simplicity's sake, but we could put it on the nose. Let's have a look. We could. How much wire we got? It needs to go onto the flight control board, and I don't want to splice wires on. I'm not that ambitious. So if we go from, say, there, honestly, we could still probably put this right in the top of the... Oh no, that's where our camera is going to be. We could actually go out the top. Or we could go on the nose, but that's Whoa, it's gonna get clocked off of there, not to mention it's ugly as snot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick it right there, just for simplicity's sake. We'll cover it up with some black, and it'll be like it's not even there. We may want to cut a couple of more exit holes because we're going to partially block our exit hole with our GPS or with our FPV antenna. I think this is going to work. Well, I know it's going to work. It's just a matter of how well. This is the problem, though, is getting enough airflow here. But I think we should be in good shape. We've got that NACA duct here, right to the back. We're gonna be bang on. I've never seen one laid out like this, and I think honestly it's the smarter way to go. And can we even fit a 4-cell? How would this thing do for weight, I wonder, with that 4-cell? Because we could make this a 4-cell. By the looks of it, we got the room. It's just I don't know what the balance is going to be. I guess we could find out. We'll find out right now, I suppose. We could get a rough idea. We can just stick the wings on. Let's do that. Let's find out. We're going to build it. Oh yeah, I forgot that damn spar again. Okay, we're good. It doesn't interfere. Got lucky because I forgot all about it. Where's my pokey things? Gimme. The pokey bits. Okay. She's getting heavy now. That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, we are cramming a full autopilot into this little autopilot OSD current measurement. This is full on. The only thing missing, like we could add an OLED display or whatever. We could actually add that. I'm pretty sure the I2C connection should be on that flight control. Come on. But then we're just adding needless weight. Okay. Is everything kind of roughly still where it would be? Okay. Zoom you guys out. Oh yes. Isn't that a sexy little machine though? Isn't that a neat little bird? Okay, 4-cell batteria. Does she balance? Way nose heavy still. Oh, not way nose heavy. Can I catch it? Oh, hold on. I forget. Get my damn iron on still. That's not bad. Oh, that's bang on. That's bang on. That's just a smidge nose heavy. That's perfect. Okay, so what happens if we take... Are we going to be... If we take this out, then it doesn't matter. We can shift our pack around. So that should put us slightly more nose heavy. And it does, sure enough. Honestly, I think this thing is designed... We should be planning for this 4-cell. We should cram everything as far back as possible. Holy smokes, this thing will fly for hours. 4-cell lithium ion, this thing, like on 3-cell, I'm pretty sure we'd get probably close to 2 hours if we're babysitting it, like babying it. That's probably, holy smokes, that's gonna go a long time. Yeah, she's just a little nose heavy. That's, huh. And we can we can space the motor back if we have to as well. If we come up just a little nose heavy, we can put some standoffs on that motor. Retractable gear needs a shoehorn. Looks nice. You need to build one of those for the spring or summer. Cheers, Christopher. This is the AR Wing Mini that is not designed to have all of this crap in it. This is an AR Wing Mini loaded with everything that the manufacturer never intended to have. Okay, so I guess we can ditch the batteries now. We know what we're doing now. Damn, I love the look of this thing. I just love the look of this bird. That's thumbnail worthy right there. That is gonna be slick. Okay, let's take that out. Oh, and we have full HD video recording on board. I forgot to mention that. Not only do we have full GPS guided autopilot, FPV, and iNav navigation, we have a full, basically GoPro up front. So yeah, we cooking with gas. Okay, so we just want, long story short, we're going to want to mount this flight control. We're going to want to do everything right tight to that spar. So that'll be my reference going forward. Whatever I do, I'm going to shove it right against that spar, but not touching it. Because that spar is carbon fiber, and that'll be the end of everything. And then we'll build it like that. And I think we can move the GPS around later, but I think for now I'm just going to stick it right there, and we'll test the performance. I don't think we'll have problems. These things work fantastic though. Yeah, I think that's going to be... And TiVo, yeah, and DVR. I'll take two. Yeah, these are fantastic. Well, what we do have, I think I'm gonna leave it at that because I've got some other stuff I want to get done. But I will show you. These are the. Make sure we don't dox myself. That is another Nano Talon. This is the original, and this is the flat wing. This is the standard Evo flat wing Nano Talon. And then down here in the corner is also a Nano Talon Black Ops, full black Nano Talon. So those are, we're gonna build one more of those once this is up and flying. Then we will finish this Nano Talon that we were working on at the start of the stream. This will be getting, once we fix that Digispark. Eric's got to figure out what he screwed up there. But the cool thing about the Nano Talons, look at this space at the bottom. This is huge. So I have a 4-cell LiPo in this one. Oh, and look at all the space up front. This is full autopilot. This is everything, including airspeed sensor on this one. This is loaded to the hilt. And 2 cameras. Another camera pointing down. And I still have all of this payload space for either more battery, like we can fly for hours and hours and hours. And then down here in the payload bay is where I'm putting my sniffer equipment. There's some interesting avionics going in here, and another telemetry back down. So this aircraft is transmitting all kinds of nifty things home. But a tool I invented, and actually I didn't invent it, I adapted the code, and I've been testing it, and it already works. I just need to get the telemetry home, and it's a very handy tool for search and rescue, and it's working wonderful in all my testings. Before the winter came and before the pandemic came, I was pretty much cooking with gas on that. So the Digispark, this one here is used for just flashing the avionics, or the ab lights, just the anti-collision, the strobe and beacon light that I put on this. That's it. Handy little board for that, but Eric screwed it up and has to figure out where he went wrong, because there's something going on with that. You can rewind, you can go back in the DVR. The original one I thought was bad, but it turns out I might have just dorked the code. I can't remember. This is what happens when you shelf things for months, but there we go. I'm gonna leave it at this for tonight, guys. It's too bad everybody's just sort of getting into it, but I'm gonna park the stream now, I think. How to register for the giveaway? We're not giving these ones away, I'm afraid. I do giveaways on the channel from time to time, but not these ones, I'm afraid. These ones are mine, and they have a purpose. Once this one gets done, then we'll build the Black Ops and we'll put it into service as this one will become the search and rescue bird, and the other one will be more of a fun flyer. But yeah, again, we got to get out. We got to get a pandemic over and done with first, and then we'll be back cooking. But that's really bugging me how I managed to mess that up. I guess we could have a quick look at that. Oh, we forgot. We still got more electronics we got to cram in there. We forgot about our receiver. I don't think that matters. We can stick that anywhere. We'll maybe go. We will maybe go. Actually, let's figure that out real quick. We gotta put this Team Black Sheep receiver in here somewhere, which I already lost. There. So that's not going to be a problem, but the antenna is. So we've got a dipole, a true dipole antenna. So maybe what we'll do is, should we just stick one side out the bottom? No. Should we stick? We're gonna want it. We can go wherever we want with that, actually. So that we could also put on the canopy, and then do the dipole. We want the dipole. We could do one vertical element and then the other element just along the top. Ideally, it would probably be better at the bottom, but it'd be fine. Yeah, we could just do something like this on the canopy. Very cool. Yeah, we could do something like that. But then we've got another component on the lid, so we're going to need to run long ass wires to that up at the front. Well, honestly, I think we could do it last. I think we can figure that guy out last. Yeah, I think we'll leave it for now. He's so tiny. Doesn't come with much for wires, does it? What up with that, Team Black Sheep? Huh, not give you much. Interesting. Yeah, that's fine. I haven't converted my radio over, so this will be my motivation. If I want to maiden this thing, I'm going to have to get my QX7 converted over to TBS. Otherwise, I literally can't fly this plane if I wanted to. Good motivation, eh? I like it. All right, I think we'll leave it at that, guys. I'm going to go off and take a rest. It's been a long day, and then I think what I'll do is, if you guys are into it, we'll do some more streaming as this thing comes together. If you guys are interested, and yeah, I'm gonna catch up in the chat real quick. Is working, can probably help you. You got my nav code working? The Digispark works fine. It's my code that's screwed up, and the flash pattern isn't right on the strobe, not the beacon light. But yeah, I'm cooking. Anyway, cheers, Armando. I'm gonna shut her down. Have a great night, all. See you guys next stream. Lots more videos coming out on the channel. Make sure you check out my secondary channel, Make Me Media. It'll be linked from all my videos, and at the end of them, not this one, but all the other ones. I've been posting there weekly as well. Cheers, guys.